It is said that obstacles are put in your way to see what you want is really worth fighting for. I have a dream to live a day where the citizens of my country are able to live without the fear of destructive isms like terrorism, Naxalism, extremism, etc. Human rights may pose as a threat to my dream. However, I am certain that my fight for my country and its countrymen is definitely worth fighting for. And greater the obstacle, more glory in overcoming it. Good morning. I am Captain Ashwin S. Palliparangal, here amidst you to speak for the motion on the topic, are human rights a stumbling block in fighting evils like terrorism and Naxalism? Terrorism and Naxalism are a disease that have been plaguing our country for a long time by taking the lives of innocent people and disrupting the peace in the country. Battling these issues has been a major concern for the government. The security forces have been doing a commendable job fighting these evils. However, their efforts have always been misunderstood or misrepresented to propagate false narratives and propaganda by the human rights activists. An article in the 2009 edition of NHRC's journal mentioned that neglect, persecution and exploitation are some of the factors responsible for leading to a feeling of alienation amongst the people. A situation of this kind proves to be an ideal breeding ground for terrorists who often hijack the ideology of the majority and manipulate it to suit their own sinister designs. The best way to defeat terrorism and insurgency is by preventing this. Now, I would like to ask my dear human rights defenders that if you feel that you can win the battle against terrorism, Naxalism, extremism through battling ideologies and avoiding alienation amongst the people, then why it is that there is no end to these issues in our country? What has been your contribution in preventing it? It is so convenient for the human rights defenders to accuse the security forces who have been serving the nation with utmost dedication by upholding the territorial integrity of the country and peace in the country, while the human rights defenders have themselves failed in combating these issues through their so-called ideologies. The left-wing extremism division of the Ministry of Home Affairs defines the central theme of Maoist ideology as violence. The Maoist insurgency doctrine glorifies violence as their primary means to overwhelm the socio-economic and political structures. Hence, to combat this, either the government or the human rights framework should be successful in addressing their issues and change their ideology to seek a path of non-violence, or violence needs to be fought with violence. The human rights activist still believes and hides under the cloak of weak laws existing in the judicial system and demand for more stringent laws to combat terrorism and Naxalism. What they don't realize is that the existing laws are not weak and no amount of more stringent laws can change the ideology of these terrorists and Naxalists. To quote an instance, 8 young people of Gatepalli village in Maharashtra were abducted and one amongst them were killed by the Naxalists. The human rights defenders conveniently accused the security forces operating there. However, they had to beat a hasty retreat when the local villagers confronted them with the slogans "Go back" under the aegis of Naxal Pedit Sangathan, and they were chased away when they tried to convince the villagers, saying that they were affected by the government and not by the Naxals. Because only those who have faced the brunt of Naxalism can ever understand what the security forces does in this Naxalism and terrorism affected areas is correct. I personally am not against human rights. Human rights should exist as a mechanism of checks and balances to hold the security forces responsible for their actions if it is deemed to be wrong. It is also their mandate. However, when it comes to its history with security forces, human rights has always been a roadblock hampering the security forces from doing their operational tasks and promoting false accusations against the security forces, either to show their presence or in some cases to support the malicious intents of foreign scavengers who are trying to disrupt the peace of the country from within. To conclude, I would like to say, if the terrorists and Naxals feel that it is okay to disrupt the peace of the country and kill innocent people, they will be replied in their own language. If the human rights defenders are successful in combating these evils with their ideologies, I will proudly salute them. If not, being a man in uniform, I will certainly say, please step aside and let me do my job. Thank you. Jai.